I want to talk about how the deputies, the corrections officers, and the SROs can apply the training that I want them to have. To be certified as a life coach that includes CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. There's a lot of life coaching programs that include this type of training. And the ABCs of cognitive behavioral therapy is A, the activating event, B, the belief, and C, the consequence. Now let's apply this to crime. Let's say there's a crime where a cell phone was stolen off a desk in an office. The assumption would be that A, the activating event would be the bad guy stole the phone, and C, the consequence would be he was arrested, which that would be incorrect. When applying it to a therapy type of situation to change someone's beliefs, the actual correct way to apply the A would be the activating event is the phone was left out. The cell phone was left unsecured. That is the activating event. And C, the consequence is the bad guy stole the phone. Now we need to figure out, why did the bad guy steal the phone? Why did he believe he should steal the phone, or he had a right to steal the phone? And that's where this type of training comes in, to change the mental thinking of the criminals. So questioning could be, did you learn stealing was okay when you were a kid? These are a series of questions that could be asked to change the beliefs of a person. This is just a basic example of how this training could be applied. Did you learn stealing was okay when you were a kid? Did you see anyone close to you, family members, parents, siblings, stealing? Do you believe that stealing is morally okay? Do you believe it's against the law? Do you believe that stealing could hurt someone else, either physically or financially or emotionally? These are the kind of questions we would ask to get people thinking about what they've done. Why they believe that stealing is okay. We would also ask questions of, does stealing give you a thrill? How does it make you feel when you steal? And the reason for this type of question is everything that a human being does is based on emotions. We're either in search of an emotion or we're reacting on an emotion. I'm going to give you an example of that. And this is just a basic example of how humans do things based on emotions. Why does anyone need, let's say, a $10,000 diamond ring? Why does anyone need to have that? There's a lot of people that have jewelry, clothes, cars, expensive houses, and so on, that they actually don't need. So why do they buy these things? It's because they're in search of a feeling. They want to feel good. There is no practical use of a diamond ring, but people buy them to wear it so people can admire it, so they can feel good about themselves. That's an example of how humans act or react based on emotions. So if someone is stealing, committing crimes, they're either reacting on an emotion or they're acting on searching for an emotion, a feeling, maybe the thrill of the game. They believe that If they steal, it gives them that excitement. Let's see how long I can get away with it. Let's use some imagination. Let's see what kind of different things I can do to get over on people. And this has to do with the thrill of it. They're searching for something internally to give them something that they need, that they're missing. So these series of questions based on CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, would get to the root of why somebody is doing something on their belief. Then we change that belief. An example would be, if someone is doing it for the thrill of it, then we can ask a series of questions. Is there something else you can do that can give you that same feeling of a thrill? I mean, it could be a wide range of things. But the questions would be formed in a way to where the person we're talking to comes up with their own solutions. We're not going to say what you're feeling and what you're doing is wrong. We want to ask them questions in such a way to where they come to that own conclusion. When we have our own conclusions and come up with our own answers, it has a more deeper impact than if just someone tells you, oh, you're wrong. They need to come to that conclusion on their own, and we can do that by the types of questions we asked on this training. That's why it's important for the deputies and corrections officers, the SROs, to get this kind of training so when they come in contact with people, they know how to elicit these questions and the feelings. Some of these questions will elicit feelings within people. And that would be a very powerful impact in changing people's beliefs, and which would lower the crime rate. So the A is the phone being left out. That would also be addressed through the Crime Prevention Committee that I'm proposing. Obviously, people know don't leave your car unlocked or your house open or your cell phone and so on. But that's simple crimes. I'm talking about if we get the information from the Crime Prevention Committee on how not to be victimized, we're eliminating the A part, the activating event, the part that left the vulnerability for someone to commit a crime. So if we eliminate the A through the Crime Prevention Committee, then we eliminate the B, or change the B, the belief, through the questioning and the guidance and the motivation from the deputies and the corrections officers and the SROs. We've eliminated everything that would cause anyone to commit a crime, therefore lowering the crime rate. Like I've explained before, the only way to lower the crime rate is this. So I'm not only applying changing the belief, but I'm also wanting to get that information through the Crime Prevention Committee to eliminate the opportunity to commit a crime.